Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and the division rival New Orleans Saints have officially hired their new head coach as they have brought in Kellen Moore, former Eagles offensive coordinator, just won a Super Bowl with them, by the way, so congratulations to him. Also, he was the offensive coordinator for the Chargers and the Dallas Cowboys, so he's been an offensive mind in the league for a little while now, going all the way back to 2018, but he's still only 36 years old, guys. So what does this mean for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this upcoming season? What will Kellen Moore be bringing to the Saints offense? Well, I think that Kellen Moore is a bright young offensive mind, right? And actually, whenever you look at the ages of all the coaches in the NFC South right now, Kellen Moore is the youngest at 36 years old, and Todd Bowles is the oldest at 61 years old. So quite a big difference in overall age gap between Todd Bowles and between Kellen Moore. You've also got to factor in Dave Canales is only 43 years old. Raheem Morris is 48 years old. So Todd Bowles far and away the oldest head coach in the NFC South right now, while the Saints have gone a completely different direction. They have the youngest coach far and away in the NFC South right now. So I think Moore is an interesting hire for them. I do think he will bring in some interesting options. I know some people have kind of laughed at the Saints and said, like, oh, come on now, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel. But, like, Moore has been considered as a head coaching candidate the past couple of seasons now. I still think the biggest problem for the Saints is going to be roster construction. What they are going to have to do in terms of Derek Carr and some of the more expensive veterans that they have in terms of, let's say on the defensive side of the ball, Tyrann Mathieu, Cameron Jordan, Demario Davis, some of these guys who have, big time deals. Kellen Moore's job offensively, as an offensive minded head coach is going to be, what are they going to do with Derek Carr? Taysom Hill's got a big cap number of his own. Are they going to keep him? Is Kellen Moore going to try and use him the same types of ways that we saw Sean Payton and Clint Kubiak use Taysom Hill the past couple of seasons? What are they going to do at wide receiver with guys like Chris Olave and Marquez Marquez Callaway? He's on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling and some of the other guys that they've gotten there. There's a really deep threat wide receiver whose name is eluding me right now. But what are they going to do about that? Like the Saints offense needs a lot of work is my point though, right? The Saints, need a lot in terms of offensive and defensive help and whatnot. So those are going to be some big questions. Rashid Shaheed was the player that I missed, by the way. This team's got a lot of work, right? And for the Saints to go with a young coach, I think shows that they aren't going to necessarily be major players this upcoming season, right? They may give it a couple of years to kind of reset some stuff cap-wise, kind of shed some of those bigger contracts under a young head coach, give him time to marinate and develop as a head coach, give their roster time to churn out some of these big bloated contracts, and see what happens from there. But I mean, my guy TJ, friend over at NFC South Roundtable Sports, had said that he doesn't necessarily believe the Saints are going to be that good this upcoming season, and I tend to agree with him. I do. I think that bringing in Kellen Moore can help the Saints, maybe for their long term, which as bad as that may be, but in terms of the short term, I don't necessarily believe Kellen Moore is going to be able to come in, snap his fingers, and turn around this entire Saints organization right away. I do think he is a decent option at head coach, a fine option, I would say. But I think the Saints have a whole heck of a lot more work to do. And we'll see. Maybe Moore will end up not being very good as a leader, not very good as a talent evaluator on the offensive side of the ball. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But what do you guys think about the Saints hiring in Kellen Moore? Are you worried about that move? Are you not worried about that move? There is a part of me that is like, oh, that's a decent hire in my opinion, but the Saints have so much work to do in terms of roster construction. I just genuinely don't see them being legitimate competitors in the NFC South this upcoming season. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. As always, I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.